students. My name is Madam Joyce from Educare Tanzania. I'm teaching biology, and today I will be with you to discuss our topic which is found in Form 5, and this topic it is called coordination and irritability. Specifically here now we are going to look on the coordination in plant. So students, in the last session we tried to look on the types of the movement that the plant exhibit. We have said that in the type of the growth and the movement that the plant exhibit, they possess almost three kinds of movement. The first one we have seen the nastic movement, the first one is the tactic movement and nastic movement. But the last one it is called the tropic movement, whereby those two we have already covered, that is a nastic movement and tactic movement. So now I would like to welcome you in this session is whereby we are going to proceed looking on the growth of, types of the movement that the plant exhibit. So now we are proceeding looking on the tropic movement. It is just a continuation on where we end on the last session. So here we are proceeding looking on the tropic movement. Since this tropic movement also is a kind of the movement does a plant exhibit or does a plant produce. So now we are going to see what is this tropic movement and how does this differ from the rest of the kinds of the movement does a plant exhibit or produce. So now let's welcome now again in the class whereby we are starting looking on the tropic movement. So tropic movement, this is the movement of a part of a plant associated with the growth of a plant tissue caused by a differential concentration of a plant hormone, usually auxin, under the specific stimulus. So this type of the movement that is exhibited by a plant, we can say that it is associated with the growth rate. Hii inahusika na mambo ya ukuaji. So the tendency of growth, it can affect the movement of a plant. So now here we have seen that it is caused by differential concentration of the plant hormone. So this tropic movement, it is caused with the presence, or it is caused by the presence of the plant hormone, or we can say that the phytohormones. A good example, we have this hormone, specifically it called the auxin hormone. This auxin hormone, it can cause, at a higher concentration is whereby it can cause a movement of this a plant. It can cause a movement of a plant. Tunasema kwamba auxin hormone under specific stimuli. The stimuli, it can be light, it can be chemical, it can be gravity. All of those, it can, under high concentration of this auxin, it can cause a tropic movement. So here, my student, what you have to know in defining tropic movement is that the movement of a plant part associated with the growth of a plant tissue caused by different concentration of a plant hormones, or we can say that the phytohormones. A good example is auxin hormone. This auxin hormone we're going to study, or we're going to read more further when we reach discussing on the phytohormones or the plant hormones. So you're going to see how that auxin hormone can cause a growth or the movement of a plant. But here you have to know that the plant hormone can cause the tropic movement to occur within a plant. So now the stimuli that can cause, or the stimuli that is associated with the auxin and to bring about tropic movement, here including the light, gravity, water, and the pressure or touch, among other species which are found within the plant. So now with the concentration of the auxin together with this stimuli, for example here we have said that light, gravity, water, humidity, and the pressure or touch, all of those, they can cause a tropic movement whereby it is associated with the growth of a plant. And now some common example of tropic movement in a plant include phototropism, geotropism, and hydrotropism. So we have almost three types of the tropic movement. In the first one here, we have seen that it is called the phototropism. The second one, it is called geotropism. And the third one, it is called hydrotropism. So we're going to discuss this one after another, and thereafter we'll finish looking on the movement of a plant. So now let's start looking on the first kind of the tropism, which is called the phototropism. So we have to know what is this phototropism. So phototropism are plant growth movement associated with the light. So the movement of a plant, it is associated with the light. On how? Here we are saying that shoots tend to grow toward the light. That is a positive phototropic movement. And if the light coming from the single direction, the plant will bend toward that source of light. So tukiongelea phototropic movement, we have almost two kinds of phototropic movement. That is a negative phototropic movement and a positive phototropic movement. But when we are talking about positive phototropic movement, is whereby a part of a plant move in the response of a light. As here you can see that we have seen that if a light is coming from a single direction, the plant will bend toward the source of light. Sasa kama ile light, kama ule mwanga unakuja kwenye uelekeo mmoja, au let's say kwenye uelekeo wa dirisha, ule mmea utaenda kwenye ule uelekeo wa ile window. A good example, we can go and see in the figure 4.41. But here you have to know that a plant will move in the response of light. It can be either a stem or it can be either a plant leaves. As you can see here, we have a shoot grow toward the light. This one is our window. So huu mmea umepandwa ndani ya nyumba. So now you can see in the response of light, kwa kuwa huku kwenye dirisha ndipo kuna mwanga, huu mmea unaelekea kwenye uelekeo wa dirisha. Kwa sababu phototropism, phototropic movement is the movement of a plant in the response of light. So this plant, it tends to move to the direction of the light, whereby in the window is where the light comes from. So now that is we are saying that this is a positive phototropic movement. But also we have negative phototropic movement is whereby the roots show the opposite tendency. Kwa maana kwamba hile root ina move away from the source of the stimuli. That is a light. So now you can see here, while the shoot move toward the direction of the light, while the root tend to go away from the source of light. So here ndio bring about negative phototropism. But apart from phototropic movement, also I've said that we have almost three kinds of tropism. The first is the phototropic movement, or we can say that is phototropism. The second one is geotropism. So we have now to go and see this. What is this geotropism? That is a second kind of tropism. So this tropism is caused by the Earth's gravitational pull. It is caused by the Earth's gravitational pull. The gravity that the Earth they exhibit is whereby the plant they can cause different kinds of movement. So shows this gravitational movement, we can say that should show the negative geotropism movement, that is they grow away from the source of gravity, while the roots shows the positive geotropism. Hii nayo inakuwa inafanya kazi vice versa. For example, here we have seen that we have shoot lile tunasema shina la mti linakuwa lina grow in the opposite size, or lina grow away from the gravity or the gravitational pull of the earth. But when we are looking on the roots, they tend to show the positive geotropism. Why? Because the roots they grow toward the gravitation of the earth. We're going to see later on how the shoot and the root they bring about positive and negative geotropism. So now, if the potted plant is kept in horizontal position, the shoot will bend and start growing in upright direction, while the roots change their direction of the growth towards, or meaning downwards. So you're going to see this here on the figure 4.1. Ukiangalia pale ambapo utakuwa umepanda mti kwenye this potted bucket. So unaweza ukaona kwa maana kwamba ile shoot ina tend to show negative geotropism. Kwa sababu gani? Negative geotropism is due to the shoot, they grow away from the source of light. But when you are looking on the positive geotropism that is exhibited by the roots, it tend to grow toward downward, whereby there is a gravitational pull, and that bring about the geotropism. So specifically, when we are talking about geotropism, we are talking two kinds of geotropism. That is negative geotropism and positive geotropism. But geotropism in general, we have said that this is the movement of an organism or a plant into the direction of the gravity. That is gravitational pull provided by the earth. Is whereby within the soil is whereby there is a gravity. So this root, it will tend to move toward the direction of the light. Toward the direction of the gravity. But the shoot, it tend to move away from the direction of the light. So it tend to go against, or they work in vice versa manner. That the root and the shoot toward the direction of the gravity. So my student, that is all about a gravity, or the gravitational pull of the earth that bring about different kinds of movement within a plant. So my students, I also like to invite you again to the next session, whereby we are going to finalize looking on the hydrotropism. So thank you for listening.